What party was that anyway?
Libertarian?
Yeah, it was not Libertarian. It was the other party. It was the Green Party. Remember that Green Party? Ralph Nader. Remember Green Party?
Okay, yeah. He wasn't on our ballot here in Delaware.
Right. He was on.
Harry Johnson was.
Right, but he was only in 5 states though. Ralph Nader was in 5 states when he ran again. Remember Ralph Nader ran again in 2000, and then he ran again in 2012, only for 5 states. That's all he did.
Okay, that's why I didn't hear anything about him.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I mean, it was only because he went for 5 states, and he after the 5 states, he was so low. He just disbanded his campaign completely. He's got out of the race completely. He was that low. I mean, he only got 2 or 3 points of the delegates. That's all he got for 5 states. So he did it for 5 states, and he dropped out. This is for the primary. So this is a primary this is Ralph Nader in 2012. He did for 5 states. He was under the Green Party, the Democrat Party, but he's under the Green Party, and the guy only got 2 or 3% of the Gallup poll. All he did. That's all he got. That's all he did get delegates. 2 or 3%. That was in 5 states. He said, if I do this, it's not worth it because I'm going to go only 1 or 2 for here on out. So it's not really worth it for me to continue. For me to continue being a candidate in this election. So this is what Ralph Nader did. And remember in 2000, Ralph Nader had 11 or 12%. He did it for 18 states, but he also had a dropout in 2000. It's 2000. This is 15 years ago. And then he did it again, and was it 2008? He only went through 2 or 3 states. But in this past election, he did it, and he only got 4 or 5 states. So that's all he did. So he figured, I'm done. So the first round of the delegates, he dropped out.
Okay.
So
speaking of delegates, what's going on with Iowa? Have you heard anything about that?
Iowa is. Well, here's the thing about Iowa. I want people to know. Ted Cruz said we're not going to disband our delegates. We're not going to give them up. We're going to keep our delegates. We're going to go to convention. We're going to challenge this. Number one. Number two, Iowa actually they're flip flop from Trumpy to Ted Cruz. By the way.
Yes, I know. But the main one.
They're not locked.
Is saying he's going to vote for Trump.
Who is?
The one the main delegate in Iowa.
And who reported that?
Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Right Scoop?
I got that either yesterday or the day before.
Was that from Right Scoop?
It had to be Monday because yesterday I hardly did any.
Was it Bernhardt News?
I didn't even look at it. I just filed it in the folders.
What does this come from? Right Scoop or Clearwire Politics or even Hotwire.com politics, or did this come from was it Right Scoop or from The Hill?
I don't believe it came from any of those. It could have been from Clarion Project, National Review, Tea Party.
Okay.
Let's see, this would have been yesterday.
Right.
Not yesterday, Monday.
Okay.
Check. 27th. Yeah, I file all the political stuff right now at least until the conference.
Right. Well, I know
when the conference is over, I'll probably start deleting a lot of this.
Okay. Because I know who he got that report from. Who released it. I'd like to know. But if that, the thing is, that these delegates are not legally bound. They can actually jump over to any candidate anytime. That's the thing. During an election, they can do that because they don't have an obligation to actually to back a candidate. They don't have an obligation to do that. You see, they're on our own free will to do so. You see, these are not legally bound delegates, so they can flip flop, and this is why some of the delegates have flipped from Trumpy to Ted Cruz, and also from Hillary to Bernie Sanders. You see, the Democrats are leaving too as well.
Okay, but if Ted is not releasing his delegates, and the thing is that they're not bound,
right?
Then whether he releases them or not means that they can vote for whoever they want to at the convention.
That's right. Because the first round of roll call, they actually do that, as you know, and this happened during with Mitt Romney.
Okay.
If you remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Go back. People need to go back and look at what happened 4 years ago with Mitt Romney. People need to look back.
See, I didn't follow Mitt Romney because back in 2012, I was on Newt's team.
Right.
Until he dropped out. And I didn't want anything to do with Romney. I completely walked away from politics until the primary, until the election day.
Right.
And I looked at it to see who was running, and I said, okay, I've heard a little bit about Gary Johnson, so I'll vote for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wasn't about to vote for Romney. He doesn't reflect my views, my values, my morals.
Right. And then it also didn't reflect a lot of people too, because he was kind of he was too moderate. He really was. He was a moderate Republican.
Yes.
He's not a true conservative. I mean, because you got Trump and you got Hillary. I mean, and how much money is the networks making off these people anyway? You got a Clinton Foundation, you got Trumpy, you got Trumpy's resorts. So how much money are they making off of this deal? That's a good question.
Yes, it is very good. You know what? I posted that in the group. So let me scroll back and see if I can't find that.
Okay.
Because it'll take me forever to find it in my email.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We got all the time in the world. So anyway, going back to what's happening in with terrorism in this country, you got these people in here. We don't know what they are. We don't know where they come from. We do know. I mean, they come from Syria, but there's nothing being done to track them. The threat's there, but they're not doing anything to stop it.
Exactly.
So what good is our Justice Department when they can't even pinpoint a terrorist? What good are they?
Well, like you said, the FBI's hands are tied. The Secret Service, who I believe are the ones that are supposed to be doing the vetting these people, these illegals, are not doing their job. They've already admitted that they're not really vetting them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, when we look at that, we have to wonder, okay, well, what, if they're not vetting them, why are they letting them into the country?
Right.
To begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, we're the ones that have to deal with it.
Right.
Not the government.
Mm.
And it angers me. It really does.